I would describe the experience with Stewart Signs as very good. They were professional, they were very timely, got back to us with information very quickly when we asked questions, covered the entire purchase and installation from beginning to end, and really was a top-notch group to work with. This was a project that stemmed out of a desire that our town manager had to better communicate with the citizens of our community. And prior to this, most of our communication was done on a small bulletin board that's placed outside the town office that once you get out of your car, you still have to walk up to it to read what the announcement is. So that idea had been in the works for a while. We had approval from our town board of selectmen, and I was assigned to do the due diligence and start talking with a number of sign companies to determine what we wanted, what the price points were going to be, and how we were going to be able to access the sign. So as far as our group being on board, as far as the leadership of the town, we thought it was a good idea. We wanted something that would catch people's eye, something that could communicate effectively as people were going to be moving through a fairly large traffic area of our town, and something that would look attractive, that people would be able to comment on in a positive way when they saw it in town. Now, we had some people, as we were getting public input on this, that thought, oh, this is going to be terrible, it's going to be visual pollution, it's going to be distracting, but since we've had the sign in place, I haven't heard anything but good comments. Obviously, the style and look of the sign was very important. We wanted something that looked nice and impressive. Accessibility, how we were going to get messages on the sign, how we're going to get access to that. That was very important because that's different from company to company, I found. And because of our location where we control the messages and we're not line of sight and we're really almost a quarter of a mile away from the sign, having remote access was very important. We hear at just about every public hearing or meeting that we have, oh, I saw it on the sign. And so that's a good thing. We did a farmer's market information meeting, and we had 4 different farmers show up, and 3 of them said, we saw it on the sign. So that's exactly what we were hoping that the case would be. One of the other unintended results was tourists and people that are passing through were stopping to have their picture taken under the sign, because it was one of the few signs that actually said Madison, Maine on it, and we had through the summer probably at least half a dozen people say we saw people stopping to have their picture taken by the sign. We use it primarily for municipal and school-related announcements, announcing certain sports games, basketball, soccer, football, that sort of thing. Announcing Board of Selectmen meetings, planning board meetings, recycling committee meetings, and then just kind of general nonprofit groups are also able to promote their events through the sign. We had actually talked about using it for commercial for-profit businesses, but there wasn't a lot of support for that idea. So we stuck to mainly what the majority of the townspeople would like to know, what's going on, meetings, events, that sort of thing. Having something that looked good, that we could be proud of when people drove by. And we've had folks from other local towns around us stop by and say, hey, where'd you get that sign? We want to get one for our community. Because it's located in the center of our community, it's in the center of a park that's being developed. It's right next to the junior high school, right next to some banks and other businesses. So it really is a centerpiece, and that's probably what excites us the most. It's a good-looking and functional centerpiece. Our experience was not without some bumps in the road. Stewart Signs did a good job of covering us with not only sales but also service and customer support and tech support, and really went, I think, above and beyond to try to solve the problem as quickly as possible. So I think the response that Stewart Signs gave us was a sign of their professionalism. We would purchase from them again, and like I mentioned, some other municipalities had talked to us about where we got their signs, so we certainly gave them that information. And some local businesses in town are starting to invest in their own signage, and we're happy to see that, that some of them have chosen Stewart Signs.